Hello everyone, welcome to the Hypergamous Journey. Today I would like to discuss a passage from the book, The Writings of Florence Scovel Shinn. This one contains 4 of her books, The Game of Life and How to Play It, Your Word is Your Wand, The Power of the Spoken Word, and The Secret Door to Success. So this section is entitled Marriage, and it's from the book Your Word is Your Wand. In this section entitled Marriage, she wrote, a man and woman married and were apparently happy. The man became successful and his tastes improved, but the wife still lived in a limited consciousness. Whenever the man bought anything, he went to the best shops and selected what he needed regardless of price. Whenever the wife went out, she haunted the 5 and 10 cent stores. He was living in thought on 5th Avenue, and her thought world was on 3rd Avenue. Eventually, the break and separation came. We see this so often in the cases of rich and successful men who desert their faithful, hard-working wives later in life. The wife must keep pace with her husband's taste and ambitions and live in his thought world. For where a man thinketh in his heart, there is he. That is on page 117 and on 118 in the chapter entitled Marriage. Now, this example resonated with me because Florence Scovel Shinn wrote this book while she was living in New York. She's originally from Pennsylvania, I think Philadelphia, but I'm not sure, but Pennsylvania. And she was living in New York when she wrote this book and where she died. But 5th Avenue is, if you've ever been to New York, you know that downtown 5th Avenue, like where Saks Fifth Avenue is, and all those shops on 5th Avenue, they are where wealthy people shop, and sometimes people who are not wealthy will buy something there, or go window shopping there. But it's definitely a place where wealthy people shop, and you can really tell the wealth when you go in the wintertime. In the winter, and everyone has on their furs and expensive coats and stuff like that. You can really tell the wealth in the winter. And sometimes in the summer too, but definitely in the winter because it's just so conspicuous. The minks, the raccoons, the foxes, and all the other more, whatever furs happen to be trending. And I remember back in the day, because of PETA, the animal rights organization, they were throwing like paint on people's fur coats and stuff. It was like the nerve. But anyway. So this really resonated with me when she said that the husband was living in his mind on 5th Avenue and the wife was living in the thought world on 3rd Avenue, because 3rd Avenue is where the budget-friendly department stores were, especially Alexander's. That was the name of a store that was on 3rd Avenue in the I think downtown. Alexander's was downtown on 3rd Avenue, and Saks Fifth Avenue and Bloomingdale's, I believe Bloomingdale's, they were on 5th Avenue. So what this means is the following to me. I remember when I was dating, I was in my 30s, and I didn't understand why men needed these big fancy cars, or expensive cars. I just really didn't understand it. I thought it was like a waste of money for him to spend all of that on a car, a big fancy car, and he doesn't even have a house. And so this was in my mid 30s, so early to mid 30s, and I just didn't understand why men did that. But now I do. It's because the more luxurious or luxury the car, like Mercedes or BMW or whatever else, you know, I'm not talking about these really, really high-end cars, but like a BMW or Mercedes, or maybe even a Corvette. I'm not really up on cars. Those are like the cars I know. It would get it would get any woman's attention, I guess. But it would definitely get a certain kind of woman's attention. Like, I guess in their minds, a more beautiful woman or whatever woman they think is like their ideal woman, it would catch her attention. So when she said we see this so often in the cases of rich and successful men who desert their faithful, notice she says hardworking wives later in life. This book was written in the 1940s, okay? This book was written in the 1940s. I'm looking to be sure. Your word is your wand. Oh my God. This book was written in 1928, okay? 1928. Your word is your wand, 1928. The chapter on marriage. Right here. The chapter on marriage. The chapter on marriage was written in 1928. And she said that rich, successful men leave their wives because she's still thinking in the past and is living on 3rd Avenue and he's living on 5th Avenue and operating his life that way. So this is 1928. Fast forward to now, where women are getting divorced. You know, their husbands are divorcing them because he's successful and she is a reminder of what used to be. She worked hard with him, she was faithful to him, and now he's feeling himself. So now he wants to trade her for the younger version, which isn't right, but that's the way men think and that's the way they are, and not all of them are that way, for sure. But a lot of them do. I know a couple of people who got divorced after 20-something years of marriage, and usually it's like they meet somebody younger who makes them feel a certain kind of way that the wife who they're currently married to doesn't. And it's not fair, it's not right. I don't agree with it, but I understand it. So if she's talking about this in 1928 and we're talking about 2022, I don't know, what is that, 100 years later? God. So this is something that's been around and that's going to be around forever, as long as we have men and women. And what I'm trying to make now for us hypergamous women who are mature is that we need to give up the hard-working part. We can be faithful, but we need to give up the hard-working part. As you know, through all of my videos, I have been dating or running into men who are looking for a leg up. They're looking to ride my back to better their lifestyles. Ride my back so that I can lift them up to a higher lifestyle. That ain't happening with the sister here. It ain't happening. It's not happening. And I'm not going to let anyone, and neither should you, tell you that you should be glad that that guy is even talking to you, that that guy is even interested in you. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. He needs to come with his own. Just like you got your own, I'm looking for the man, and hopefully you are too if you're subscribed to this channel, who is at a higher level than you are, so that you can move into his home and maybe sell yours or rent yours out. But do not settle. You can keep them in your rotational dating, on your roster to rotational date to get practice, but don't fall for the okie doke. We're not going to be hardworking and none of that. At least I'm not. Hopefully you won't be either. So what we are looking for is the other half, or the divine selection, the divine mate. She says, these two are one in their thought worlds. These are the two whom God has joined together, and no man shall or can part asunder. And then she has an affirmation. I give thanks that the marriage made in heaven is now made manifest upon earth. The twain shall be made one now and for all eternity. So that's what Florence Scovel Shinn has to say about marriage. Hypergamy requires us to think differently about ourselves, to think differently about what we deserve, to think differently about how we behave, to think differently about where we go and who we meet. We have to get out of our boxes and venture into those areas of experiences that make us feel uncomfortable. And then one day we look up and we notice and we feel within our body that those places where we once felt uncomfortable and afraid to go to, that now we're very comfortable there, that it's where we belong, and the old places where we used to go, we feel uncomfortable in those spots where we once felt right at home. So hypergamy is about breaking out of our boxes that we've created for ourselves and moving forward to where we want to be, to see it as a goal, see it as achievable, and then create a plan to get there. For me, it was, I can't remember everything, but I can definitely remember quite a few things. It was playing golf, which I did do a video on that. I took my first golf lesson back a couple of weeks ago. It was joining a church that was kind to me and welcoming to me, which I did. What else? It is applying makeup every day, buying a new wardrobe, knowing my style, knowing my colors, and just being kinder and gentler and more gracious with myself. Because if I'm gracious and kinder and gentler with myself, then I will be that way with others. If you like this video and any others, please like, subscribe, share, and check out the statement journals on Amazon. See you in the next video. Bye.